Okay, now you're going to use the information given to find missing information. So first thing you want to acknowledge is, what angle are we trying to find? We're trying to find angle HGL. All right, so we need to find this small angle. Well, I think what that means is the large angle subtract the medium angle will equal the measure, should put measure out here, of the small angle. So let's look at that. Angle LGF, so this is the medium angle. So let me do that one in angle LGF. That's the median angle. Keep saying median, sorry about that. Now this is the large angle. So it's the entire angle, right? The large angle. So look at, I have this set up as a math problem. So the large angle is the measure of angle HGF, and that's 129 degrees. Subtract the measure of angle. So this is HGF, this is LGF, and that's 105 degrees. And then we're going to find the measure of angle HGL. So 129 subtract 105, looks like that leaves 24 degrees. So the measure of angle HG, looks like a 6, HGL is 24 degrees. Okay, let's move down here because now we've got some x's, but the process is the same. You've got a small angle, you've got a medium size angle, or larger than small, and then you've got the two angles put together, which I would call the large angle. And the small and the medium angles added together equal the large one. So let's see what we have to find. We have to find angle Q. So we have to find this medium angle. So what that means is the large angle, the measure of the large angle, subtract the measure of the small angle will equal the measure of the medium angle. So let's see what we have. The large angle is DEF, angle DEF. So that's this angle right here. This entire angle right there is that large angle. So the measure of angle DEF is 160 degrees. We're going to subtract the measure of the small angle. Oops, I didn't highlight them in the color I wanted. So the small angle is DEQ. So we're going to subtract the small angle. Well, we're going to subtract this whole thing. So normally you put the degree symbol out there, but you can distribute that. Instead of putting it out there, put 2 degrees there, put X degrees there, and we'll ignore this right there. All right, and that's going to equal the measure of the medium size, which is the measure of angle QEF. And it tells us right here what QEF is. So now we've got an equation. We're going to solve for x. We're going to figure out what x equals. And once we know what x equals, we can plug it back in there to figure out the measure of angle QEF. Okay, so we have 160 degrees, subtract, well, this is subtract a negative, so that's going to be the same as adding 2 degrees. And then we're subtracting 4x in degrees. By the way, I should have done this, because these are angles that we're talking about. So 160 plus 2 is 162 degrees. All right, so look at what we have. We're going to look at the x's first. Since 15x is larger, or 15 is a more positive digit than -4, I'm going to go ahead and add the 4x in degrees to both sides. So that will give us 19x in degrees over here. It'll cancel over here. So because the x will be on the right side, we're going to go ahead and subtract 10 degrees from both sides. So that will equal 152 degrees. And now, to get x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 19. And holy cow, I should have grabbed my calculator. 152 divide 19 gives us x is equal to 8 degrees. All right, but it's asking us to find the measure of angle QEF. Well, the measure of angle QEF is 15x in degrees plus 10 degrees. Well, we just put an 8 in there. Because remember, we just solved for what x is. So now, 15 times 8 is 120. 120 degrees plus 10 degrees. So the measure of angle QEF is 130 degrees. So if this is 130 degrees, the entire outside angle is 160 degrees. We know that this will be a 30-degree angle. They only asked for QEF, but that's how you'd find both. All right, now let's go ahead and work on segments. So notice the markings. These markings right here mean that those two segments are the same length. So what that means is these two things added together equals this measure. So we can go ahead and write that. 9 plus 2x plus 30 is the same length as x plus 28. So we can add the 9 and the 30 together. So we have 2x plus 39 is equal to x plus 28. And then notice 1x, because 2 is larger than that invisible 1 right there, I'm going to subtract 1x both sides. And 2x subtract 1x leaves me what x is. So because x is now on the left side, I'm also going to subtract 39 degrees. Not degrees, 39. So 28 subtract 39 is -11. So we just want to check what x is equal to. It's a -11, but let's go ahead and check that out. So if we put -11 in there, we have 2 times -11, that's -22 plus 30 is 8. plus 9 is 17. So that's saying that this length right here is 17 units. Well, if I put negative 11 right there, negative 11 plus 28, this is also 17 units. So that means where x is equal to negative 11, that makes sense. This one's much easier. If this thing right here plus 8 is equal to 10, well, then we know the question mark is equal to 2. So you could just say 10 subtract 8 is equal to the question mark. 2 is equal to the 2 units, by the way, is equal to the question mark. All right, that's it for this one.